In this episode of MPTV, we are in Freehold, New Jersey, talking with Matthew Borowski of 618, a great higher-end restaurant. We're going to talk about his experience in the Darden Group and how that gave him some systems, procedures, and just the equation to run this restaurant, how he's running it now. We're also going to dig into how he uses OpenTable to understand who his guests are and how to add that little extra touch. And then we're also going to talk about a topic that many of you are always asking about, catering and event sales. Let's go check it out. Hey, what's up? We're back with another episode of MPTV. This time we are in New Jersey. We are close to the Jersey Shore. We're sitting here with Matthew Borowski of 618. What's going on?
How are you? Welcome, guys.
I'm doing amazing. This place, wow. I mean, later on in the episode, David will do his fancy B-roll stuff everywhere. This is impressive.
Not bad.
So I guess tell us who you are, how long you've been in the restaurant business, a little about your background.
Name's Matt Borowski, 25 years. Started out as, of course, dishwasher busser like most of us. At 23, I was the youngest general manager for Darden Restaurants.
Okay. So
I actually ran a $6 million Red Lobster. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the training and structure, how to run a restaurant. So I've owned 618 for over 4 years. We ranked number 1 on OpenTable Yelp TripAdvisor for the last 2.5 years. And, we're a little bit more fine dining. So our check average is about $65 a person. We have a liquor license, which is very important. Seat about 300 downstairs and about 300 upstairs at the banquets.
Yeah, because we're in this impressive banquet hall, which I'm guessing does some great weddings and different company events. What would you say coming out of the Darden world? And I think you're my third person I've done podcast interviews with that came through Darden.
Restaurant owners.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So what would you say coming out of Darden and coming into this type of atmosphere, what you brought with you the most?
The most important thing, I guess, for me was consistency and having structure, systems. A lot of casual restaurant guys, they, kind of just change and adapt as they go. So to me, it's just having those everyday, I remember a bar in Nashville, the Honky Tonk, and you walk in, it says, the worst Jack and Coke as per Yelp. And it was cool, it's funny. But to me, I'm like, you know what? I was speaking to the manager, he's like, we make the Jack and Coke the same way. He's like, we measure everything. So I learned from corporate of, hey, we measure our olive juice here, we measure our orange juice, we measure lime juice for our drinks. So if you like my Bloody Mary, 2 weeks later you come in, you see a different bartender, and you order that Bloody Mary, you're still getting the same product. Yep. So consistency is life in this business.
And that was back in 1999. I'm dating myself. I get to say that, but I'm 44. I feel like I'm the old guy now. But I remember talking to a guy named Rob Krager who worked with a brand called Great Steak and Potato Company. And they were out of Cincinnati. They were in airports all over the country. And he said, Matt, the hardest thing we have is our bread, is that our clients are traveling airport to airport. And when they have their great steak here, they want to have the same one in LA and Vegas and Cincinnati and Chicago. And he's like, the consistency is why they love us. Sure. Because they know it's the same sandwich in every airport. So you mentioned OpenTable. We were having a conversation before off camera, and you said some unique things that I think can help with a very important aspect that restaurants are failing on, I think, big time in the business, which is the hospitality side, is that, when I walk into a restaurant, that server knowing my name, knowing my son plays football, knowing my wife does it, having a conversation and a relationship. And you mentioned, how important the phones are, making reservations, but OpenTable, with how you use OpenTable and the notes more specifically. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, sure. So OpenTable to me is such value besides just the phone not ringing and online reservations. We come from the world that no one really wants to talk to anyone on the phone. We text. Yeah. So how many times do we actually stop and pick up the phone? So what I like about OpenTable is you can, don't have to talk to anybody. How many times did you call restaurants back in the day and Italians, awful accents, or New Yorkers, you won't even understand what they're trying to say. So with that, I kind of switched OpenTable originally for that. Now I keep OpenTable, even though it's expensive, is for the trackability of it. Yep. So if someone comes in tonight, a great example, my really good regular's coming in tonight. I know he's coming in. I see the star next to his name. You open up the star, it says the notes that are detailed with the client. His is VIP. His is what table he likes. And then you read in all the journal notes, it's what does he like to eat, his favorite bottle of wine, things like that. So no matter, back to consistency, he comes in and we know what the guy wants. We know where he wants to sit. We know when his birthday is. We know things about his kids. For instance, I met someone, he told me that his son's going to Harvard. So it came in 6 months later, I clicked on the notes, and I said, are you the one that's, your son's going to Harvard? He thought I was a magician.
Yep.
You know, and it's just like, it's those little things behind the scenes. 51% of my guests here are regulars. So they pay my bills. They pay they pay all your overhead. And it's turning those other clients, so that other 49%. And then where I excel, which no one does better than me, is making people feel important, making them feel special, and we're getting to know them. And you know, that's behind all my success. You'll see all the time, I can't believe Matt came to the table. I don't know why owners got so lazy they don't go to the table. You know?
It's the first episode of MPTV was with a guy named Bob Jacoby in Florence, Kentucky. And Bob, I call the king of table touches. I've got a little image of him with a king crown on because
Sure.
I've known him for about 8 or 9 years now. And I'll watch him. He touches, he's not even the owner, he's the general manager, but he's been there since day one. It's his baby. He touches every table. He knows everybody anybody that's ever been in that restaurant, he knows who you are.
It's gold.
And what I love about it, from my standpoint, he doesn't even acknowledge me anymore. Like, he walks in and he walks up and he's like, my son's shoulders, Cole, what's going on, buddy? Man, you're getting strong, big, how's football?
Goes after the kids.
Yeah, and he has deeper conversations, and like, it makes my kids, they want to go back to Quaker Steak because they might not realize it, but their brain's making a connection with positive experiences.
Sure. Back to table touch, I have a 2 table touch policy here.
Okay.
So corporate Darden was 1 table touch. Hi folks, how's everything? My first touch is before you get anything. Hi, welcome to 618. Matt, I'm the manager or owner in charge today. You know, and then starting that small chat. Anytime a manager comes to your table, it's always during dinner, and you just push them away. You know, or they're dressed a certain way. You don't know who they are.
Yeah.
So you're just like, get away from me. So now I say, you know, welcome to 618. I'm Matt, I'm the owner. You know, if you need anything tonight, I'm here for you. And then when their food comes, hey Matt, how are you? And then, hey, that's the owner.
Yep.
So now they're a little more comfortable with me, that they're actually going to tell me their feelings.
Yeah.
At first, when that first table touch is just, get away, who's that person? And now I introduce myself, and I'm actually there when there's not a problem. And you know, it really worked well for me. Now all my managers have we have must touch table twice, not just one time.
And that's great because you're doing it twice more than most of your competitors.
You know, they're not doing it. Like, date night for us is, you know, every Monday night, and I can go from Michelin 5-star James Beard restaurant all the way to your local diner, and it doesn't happen. 99% of the time.
My wife and kids, my 2 kids crack up because I'm always on camera. I'm always doing videos on restaurants. And my daughter recently made a comment about it. We have one place that I enjoy. They have great food. The service is always good. There is not a person there that actually knows who I am. There's actually one lady who's waited on me twice, and she now says Matt. And I actually made a point when she said the first time, like, she goes, hey, I want to know your names. Who are you? I've never waited on you before. I want to know who you are, who I'm dealing with. I can't wait to have you back. I work Thursday and Friday nights. And I said, you know, it's funny you said that. I said, we've been coming here every week for like 5 years. I wear the same orange shirt.
Yeah, sure.
I drive recognizable cars. I'm same orange shoes, and we get the same thing every time. And we drop $80 to $100 every time we're in there. And this lady, her name's Lisa. She's actually now waited on us twice, actually the other night. And it just cracks me up because there's like a manager doesn't even, like, how would you not know who I am? Not from an ego standpoint, but because I'm actually important. If you treat me a little better, maybe that Friday night visit becomes Tuesday and Friday. Maybe it becomes lunch once a week and Friday night.
Sure. So OpenTable, I can do from my phone anywhere in the world. Was on my honeymoon, and I'm like, make sure this goes on, that goes on, and people want to be recognized, and you know, they want to be comfortable, you know, and then where they go, and they'll always go to, that's my guy. Yeah. I always tell my managers, you have a lawyer, yeah, that's my guy. I got a realtor, that's my guy. Yeah, everyone has their certain person that they go to. And in the restaurant world, well, that's the same thing. I'm your guy. I'm your guy for catering. I'm your guy for a night out. I'm your guy for your anniversary. When I was a young server, I would hand people my business cards and say, hey, if it's your anniversary or birthday, I make sure I get a reservation for you. I'll have your nice champagne ready for you, a white tablecloth. And that's the kind of person I was. So to me, it's today, my business card is a $10 gift card to 618. So my business card is a hard piece of plastic. It's not paper. Doesn't go in the trash. It goes in your wallet because it has value, and it's a free drink or free appetizer. So when I'm out and about and I'm networking, I say, oh, I'm Matt Borowski, I own 618. Here's a $10 gift card. It's also my business card. You know, come in for a drink, dessert, or appetizer on me sometime.
I love that.
It works well for me.
When we had the boat dealership, we had a boat dealership for almost 10 years. After about 2 or 3 years, we were one of the top fishing boat dealerships in the country. And I wasn't a fisherman, but I quickly figured out that, you know, these fishermen all flocked together. They went to fishing tournaments, and you know, they buy a boat from us, they buy service from us, they buy parts from us. And I remember telling my dad, I said, our goal should be to have a gift card in every fisherman's wallet in this entire city, because they're going to see a Bass Pro ad, but go, oh, I got a gift card to Plaps. And it's the same thing with you. If I got a gift card to a restaurant, you know, especially at a place like this, giving away a $10 item, you know, that's going to endear me a little to you, but also, yeah, I'm going to spend a little more. Okay, break time. Restaurant owners, you're watching MPTV, so you're obviously interested in increasing your sales and profits. But what if I told you you could eliminate the hope and pray out of your marketing? You could spend money and actually see results. You know, most marketing starts with attention, like a billboard. The problem is that attention leads nowhere. That's why we created the ROI Engine Restaurant Program. We take attention and gain huge engagement, whether it's in-store or online. We help you build a database with deep customer information that's comprised of email, cell phone, and birthday. And then we drive them into the restaurant with trackable results. Yes, results you can actually see. If you're interested and want to have a conversation, check out restaurantmarketingthatworks.com. Worst case scenario, you get a lot of great ideas. Now back to the show.
Sure.
So talking about this great event space, catering, I know that's a hot topic when I interview restaurant owners, and I hear all the time from a consulting standpoint, Matt, how do we get more catering sales, more event sales? What have you found outside of, I mean, this environment is inviting, and I can imagine if I came here for an event, I'm going to be leaving telling my spouse or colleagues like we're coming back here. What have you found as a success to having a place that's inviting to events that gets referrals and repeat business?
So you give to get. So if someone, we're always sending a follow-up email for events, and we're saying, you know, we get the feedback of the review. If it's 5 stars, we say, thank you so much for that awesome review. Attached is a $25 gift card for having a party here. Please post this review for the world to see, and we send the links. We send a link to TripAdvisor. We send a link to, you know, to whatever platform we want to do, Yelp, and we get a lot of reviews. Every day, people shop now on their phone. No one goes into stores. People shop in restaurants. Reviews are life.
Oh, yeah.
How I look for a restaurant is reviews. I go on OpenTable, and OpenTable only sends you a chance to review the restaurant after the restaurant confirms you had dinner there.
I didn't know that.
Yes, you get a follow-up email. Yelp, you can create a fake email address.
Yeah.
TripAdvisor, Google, Facebook is the worst. You can 1-star somebody.
Oh, yeah.
You don't even have to write anything. OpenTable is actually, they have to invite you to review after we confirm you had dinner there. So that's the only platform I actually check reviews on.
Okay.
I don't care about anything else, the other platforms. But the other platforms are good for the average consumer who is shopping. Pictures, videos, you know, you have to, I remember I booked a hotel. The bar looked awesome. I got there, it was a dump. You know, the pictures look great. So, you know, you can't, we spend all this money on so much in part of our restaurant that we don't really think about, you know, how it's displayed online. Your online presence is everything.
Oh, yeah.
So to me, how I book parties is from other parties. One is word of mouth is huge. 2, my pictures, videos. You know, I have a videographer coming tomorrow. You know, we're, right now it's COVID friendly. Everyone wants to hear about the COVID. You know, first, because it's on the back of their mind when they're booking a party right now. Yep. So just being ahead of the game, you know, and I'm turning 40 in March, so I'm still in that sweet spot where I was able to grow up with with Facebook and, word processing, when a lot of guys, my general manager, I'm like, you have to have an iPhone. He's like, for what? I was like, because we talk in a platform called GroupMe, which I get to read everyone's conversation. I don't want you having conversations. To me, everyone knows I'm an accountability guy.
Yeah.
So, the emails from my banquet staff, I want to see, because there might be something that, hey, I have to immediately call. So it's, to me, getting people to post those reviews, and you have to give to get. So $25 gift card, I get tons of reviews.
What about from a sales standpoint? Do you have people internally that go out and find people at networking events, B&I events, chamber events?
Everything. It's even in your local surroundings. So I like to visit my local restaurants. I like to visit local catering halls. So for instance, if you're staying at the Radisson tonight, they do a lot of weddings.
Yes, I am. I
know the girls at the front desk because I buy them lunch once in a while. Think about when they're booked solid on April 15th, check my friends out at 618. So that's huge. You don't look at people as your competition. They're not going to go away. You just got to be better than them.
Yeah. So
where I excel is if anyone hears the word 618, they're like, tell Matt I said hi. And you have to get your name out there. And everyone's like, well, why do you do billboards? You can't see your ROI. I'm like, it's for branding. Yeah. I'm not going to brand this 50 miles away, but I'm going to put a billboard near me, and my billboard says number one out of 162 restaurants in Freehold, which we are, TripAdvisor. So that's what I stick with. My sign, a lot of times, now my digital sign is awesome. Yep. Because you can change that as often as you want. I post a lot, 1 out of blah, blah, blah. So people in the back of their mind are like, well, we got to try the best. A lot of restaurants don't really care about TripAdvisor. Why wouldn't you get that free one? I'm ranked number 1. You don't even got to be good sometimes to be number 1, because even a small town, there's 3 restaurants. You're probably number 1 already. Yeah. Why not use it? Hey, I'm number 1. So to me, it's really getting everyone in the community involved and talking about 618 and the books parties. Right now, everyone's on some kind of town group. So Freehold, you type in right now, new to the area, what's a good restaurant? 8 out of 10 are going to say 618, and that's it. And that's what you have to do. So I built that over time, but again, it's consistency that gets me there. It's it's just people knowing that you're out there, and you have no choice. You have to do everything. Your company, when I started doing the Facebook marketing, is the first time that actually everyone's at home during a pandemic, and it's nice to someone responding right away and having those messages and accountabilities and giving to get. You have to give to get. These people are afraid. Yeah. You'll spend $3,000 on a billboard, but you won't give a $10 gift card. Yep. $10 gift card costs you $3. Let's talk 30% food cost today, 30% labor. Cost you what? $3-4. In the end, it's important, and getting people involved in the guessing games. How many peanuts are in this jar? It works. Oh yeah. It works.
Gets people engaged. And I think a lot of times too, I come across actually at a conversation tonight with a friend's father that he was like, oh, I don't want to give something free to get to customers. And I said, so if me as a customer who raises my hand that I want to try your restaurant, or I'm a regular at your restaurant, and says, hey, here's my email, phone number, and birthday, that you wouldn't want that?
Sure.
Like you should want it. You should beg for that. I think a lot of times I always use the example too. A $10 appetizer, $3 food cost. It's cheap, $3 to get somebody's info.
Or give something that it's 10% food cost, and it really works to just target and go in. Tag someone's birthday this month on Facebook, Instagram. Tag a bride to be. Tag your prettiest bride and show a picture for a chance to win a $100 gift card. All that stuff is getting those leads you never had of. Birthdays are huge, especially hey, tag someone who's just got engaged. Well, I put it like this. I might not get your wedding, but I'm sure as hell getting a rehearsal dinner. I'm getting a bridal shower. I'm getting something.
They might get dinner this week.
I told someone who it didn't work out for them booking a party here. They're too small, whatever it was. I build them clients for life downstairs. So I understand I can build them as future takeout customers forever. You call me right now and we have a date that's not booked. Well, I'm saying, here's a gift card. Thank you for trying to book the party, try the dinner downstairs, or try catering, or DoorDash. And you really have to go after, you have to have the multiple tools today in your tool chest to be successful. I do everything. DoorDash, you know, we do our own bento box ordering on our own website, which people love. And then I do off-premise catering, I do on-premise catering. You name it, we're gonna go do it for you. You know, tomorrow I'll throw a 100-person party for you. I mean, you gotta work with me, because then it's under, hey, you're short for time. I can only make chicken franchise. I can only make this and that, and it just I learn in business never to say no. People with money will say, well, the word no doesn't exist. It just comes with a price. Yeah,
you got to be willing to do what it takes. So, talk about, was pre-pandemic, were you big with the third party or with to-go food, or was it, so you shifted to that this summer? Is that something you see as being a staple that'll stay around for a year or two, or is that?
It's forever.
Forever? What did you do to shift? Because you've got a high-end food. You don't have cheeseburgers or chicken tenders. What did you have to do on the back end to make sure that that same experience and their taste buds was delivered that way?
There's certain items that don't hold up well. You don't put them on your menu.
Yeah.
So you just leave that platform, and you can add things. You know, we spoke about ghost kitchens. We spoke about, hey, you know, I don't think there's enough competition for, hey, it's my birthday and I want to order DoorDash or Uber Eats. So I am fine dining. Okay. We are $80 per person average order on Uber Eats, DoorDash. So
that's solid.
I don't want to be the $20 guy.
Yeah.
But if I was the $20 guy, you have to open up the tool chest. Yeah. You know, hey, I tell you what, I get the birthdays though, and I get, hey, it's a date night, or I get, I'm definitely, you know, you're gonna spoil and treat yourself and know your demographic. So the clientele and my demographic, it's, you know, you have to know your households. You know, the average house around here shacks 500,000. So, you know, I know I have the market for it. You have to understand your market. People go and they build a restaurant, you know, don't know their markets. You know, you have to see what your competitors are, you know, and my competitors, we have the same price structure. Okay. So we don't devalue ourselves. And, you know, DoorDash, you can mess around with the prices if you wanted to. So if it's 20% for DoorDash for the fee, raise your price 10%. You know, people don't have to order it.
Oh yeah, I don't. When I've ordered from third party, and I told people this early on because I had a lot of people I worked with that were like fearful of third party. I'm like, I've never looked at the price. My son literally calls me. I'm on the way home from the gym one day. He's like, Dad, I want buffalo wings. I'm gonna go ahead and order Quaker steak from Uber Eats. Are you cool with that? I'm like, whatever. Sure. I don't even. It probably cost us $10, $15 more, but it was Cole wanted. Sure. Buffalo wings from there.
Jersey Mike's, I know I'm paying $20 for a sub, but I know I'm getting it delivered, and to me, time is money. Yep. And the conveniency of not having to call and speak to someone on the phone and bring your credit card out, it's all saved information. Yep. It's great. And you know, the marketing aspect of it, you need it. So I get people who never even think about coming to 618 for dinner. So just it's an advertising, like you always said, it's an advertising business. It is. It's not a platform to deliver your food. It's an advertising thing.
It's acquisition. Hopefully you can acquire somebody's taste buds and acquire them long term.
So I'll always do it. I'll always adapt, and you know, it's important. And having those good reviews, it's really reaching out to those people. I write a lot of. So my own house, I'll order DoorDash. Won't tell it's from me. You know.
From here.
Yeah, from here.
Okay.
And I fixed the product for once. The meatballs come with fresh homemade regatta cheese, and it was kind of melted on the meatballs because the packaging is so hot when it travels, and now it gets served on the side. So it's things like that you have to see your own product. When I was a GM at Darden, the district manager would do a large takeout order, and he'd go to the front desk, grab it, and he goes, "Come here and sit down," and he would open it up. He goes, "This person's experience is just as important, if not more important, than the person having dinner here." Why? They're not using the bathrooms, they don't need a waitress service, and they're paying the same price. They're not using your heating, gas, and electric. So today that instills in me, I'm saying, hey, so DoorDash, we always throw in giveaways in there, or if it's a big order, throw them something that costs you $1.
Yep.
This person just has a $200 order. What does a bottle of wine cost me? Throw it in.
Yep. That's what Connie from Basilio's, one of our clients in Faribault, Minnesota, we talked about back during when the pandemic hit. I said, hey, I did a video, I don't know if you remember, I did a video and said, hey, I think it'd be a cool idea if you threw something extra in that third-party bag, that to-go bag that somebody might not expect to get home. Well, she took it the next step. She actually, they would come in every day and they would handwrite 50 to 100 little takeout box notes. And they did a double, they took their desserts, chopped them up,
Sure.
and that was not a big seller for them. They're a pizza place. And so she said, all of a sudden, our dessert sales, future orders, everybody that got this free piece of chocolate chip cookie pizza, their next orders ordered it. And so it not only one gave back and said thank you, it made us stand out, but the next time they ordered, they went ahead and bought it.
Restaurant owners, did you know Matt has free online marketing courses that teach you how to successfully market your restaurant? Email support@mattplapp.com to get access to the courses and a free social media content calendar.
So last question that I always ask at the end. I know you're like me, you're an entrepreneur, you're on the run, you've got multiple things going on, life, family. You're down here painting the other day, you're hanging chandeliers today in the remodel. What do you do to put it on airplane mode? What do you do, because it's tough for people like us that are geared to work 7 days a week, 15-hour days. What do you do to turn it off and disconnect and pay attention to yourself and your family?
You have to have your date nights, and you have to, turn your phone off, and you have to have a good foundation. So I have 9 managers here who I put my time in training them.
Yeah.
You have to put your time in, get it there, or you're going to be a slave to your business, and you're going to, unfortunately, we'll have to work 7 days a week. So the old school Darden 6 days a week is becoming obsolete. Do not overwork your managers. 5 days a week. Who wants to work 6 days? You want to work 6 days because it's your business. You want to work 7 days because it's your business. They don't own the place. Yeah. So don't forget that let them have a quality of life. Let them go on vacation and my team knows not to bother me. They're going to handle things themselves because when we leave, they're the boss. Yeah. They're in charge. They're going to have to answer those questions, and it's really teach them the basics. Teach them, hey, this is what happens if this happens. Systems. Yep. A great system. If these light bulbs, if they break, we have a binder that says where the light bulb is, what it is, where to get it from, where it's located. You have a binder for light bulbs, and that's something I learned at corporate. Everything should have some kind of system in place, and you have to shut off. I mean, family comes first. That's it. You can always make money in life. Eat at home a lot, and and then that's it. Work hard.
Cool. Well, I appreciate your time.
Appreciate it, Matt. Thank you.
So I can't wait to dig into some food. That's this episode of MPTV. We're at 618. We're in New Jersey. Now it's time to eat. See you later.